Erin had trained her whole life to stay calm, even in the middle of danger. She was an alien from the Lumerin race, one of the oldest and most advanced species in the galaxy. Her people believed in knowledge, discipline, and emotional control. But on this day, inside the glowing silver hall of her academy, Erin felt something she had never felt before. Her heart was beating fast. She stood with other students, waiting to meet the new off-world visitors. It was supposed to be a normal exchange event, nothing exciting. But Erin kept staring at the entrance, feeling a strange tension in the air. Her hand rested on a small crystal band attached to her wrist, an old cultural device known as the Soulmate indicator. It was mostly symbolic now. For centuries, it had never activated for anyone in her generation. It was seen more like a family tradition, an antique item from the past. Erin never expected it to glow, not today. Not ever. Suddenly the main door slid open and the visitors walked in. 10 young humans from Earth stepped into the hall. They looked nervous but curious. Erin had seen pictures of humans before, but this was her first time seeing them in real life. They looked so different: strong bodies, expressive eyes, and movements full of energy. Her attention stopped on one boy. Lucas thought he wasn't the tallest or the strongest among the humans, but something about him felt alive. His eyes moved across the hall with a mixture of wonder and caution. He seemed alert, like he was ready to defend himself at any moment. Humans were known for this: fast reactions, unpredictable instincts. Erin tried to ignore him, reminding herself that this was only a diplomatic event, but fate had other plans. The groups formed a welcoming line. Erin stood at the front as one of the student guides, so she had to greet each human one by one. She kept her posture straight, her face calm, practicing the polite smile her instructors taught her. The first few greetings went smoothly, until Lucas stepped forward. He reached out his hand for a handshake, the human greeting gesture. Erin hesitated. Physical contact was rare in her culture, but she had to follow the instructions. She gently touched his hand. The world changed in 1 second. A bright pulse shot through her wrist. The crystal on her Soulmate indicator flashed once, twice, and then glowed with a deep golden light. Erin felt her breath stop. Her mind froze. She jerked her hand back instantly, staring at the glowing device. The hall fell silent. The other students turned their heads. Even the human visitors looked confused. Lucas blinked and looked at her hand, then at her face. Did I do something wrong?" he asked softly. Erin didn't answer. She couldn't speak. Her throat felt tight, and her legs suddenly felt weak. This was impossible, completely impossible. Humans were not compatible with Lumerin biological signals. Their DNA structures were too different. Their emotional systems were too chaotic. The indicator should never react to a human touch, but it did, and the glow was getting brighter. Erin's heart began racing faster than she ever experienced. She felt heat spreading up her arm, like the device was waking up after many years of silence. The golden glow reflected on the polished floor, lighting up the entire front row. Everyone stared. Her instructor, Elder Ryo, stepped forward with wide eyes. "Erin, this cannot be real. The Soulmate indicator only reacts when—" "I know," she whispered, finally finding her voice. "It reacts when a perfect bond is detected." The room gasped quietly. Lucas looked worried now. "Wait, what does that mean?" Erin could not answer. She didn't even understand it herself. She had studied the history of the device. It was said that the indicator glowed only when someone met the one person who was perfectly matched to their soul, someone fate had chosen. A connection beyond logic and science. But that was ancient legend, not science. Not real. And definitely not supposed to happen with a human. Her legs grew unsteady, and she stepped back. Lucas stepped forward instinctively, as if to help her. But when he moved closer, the device glowed even brighter. A deep hum filled the room. Aaron flinched. Lucas froze. The instructors exchanged worried glances. Something was happening. Something none of them understood. Aaron felt a strange wave inside. Her chest, not pain and not fear. Something softer. A warm pull towards Lucas, like gravity shifting inside her heart. She hated how strong it felt. She barely knew him. She didn't even know his history, his rank, or his personality, and yet the galaxy's oldest bonding device reacted to him. Lucas raised his hands in the air, trying to show he meant no harm. I swear I didn't do anything. I just touched your hand. Aaron finally spoke, her voice shaky. You activated something that hasn't reacted for hundreds of years. The hall lights dimmed for a moment, as if responding to the device's energy. Lucas swallowed. Is that bad? Aaron stared at him with a mix of fear and curiosity. Yes, she whispered. And also, very dangerous. She didn't know that this moment, this single touch would change her life forever, but Lucas would soon find out that destiny had already chosen him. Aaron's wrist still glowed like a small sun, its golden light pulsing through the entire hall. Everyone kept a safe distance now, whispering among themselves. The Soulmate indicator had never behaved like this in living memory. It wasn't only reacting, it was awakening, spreading soft waves of energy through her nerves, like it recognized something deep inside Lucas. Aaron wished she could turn it off, wished she could stop staring at the human boy whose touch started all of this, but her heart refused to calm down. Elder Rios stepped forward, his long silver cloak dragging behind him. His eyes were sharp with fear and curiosity. Aaron, he said quietly, you must hide the light before the council hears of this. I'm trying, she whispered. But the device only glowed brighter in response, as if it had its own will. Lucas looked completely lost. Why is everyone staring at us? What did I activate? Aaron closed her eyes for a moment, trying to steady herself. The indicator isn't just an ornament. It is an ancient device. It reacts to deep compatibility. Emotional, biological, spiritual. No one truly knows how it works anymore. Lucas scratched his neck nervously. I just shook your hand. That is the problem, Elder Rios said sharply. Aaron flinched at the tone. It wasn't anger, it was fear. Pure fear. Around them, other Lumerin students took several steps back. Humans were supposed to be interesting, unpredictable, sometimes dangerous, but never soul compatible. The idea felt like a violation of everything Aaron had been taught. Lucas noticed the fear spreading in the room and spoke slowly, calmly. I didn't hurt her. I promise I didn't. His voice, his tone. It made something inside Aaron's chest relax for a brief moment. The indicator responded again, flashing a bright gold. The hall gasped. Elder Rios grabbed Aaron's arm. You must come with me, now. The council cannot see you like this. They will take you for examination. Lucas took a step forward. Examination? That sounds bad. It is bad, Aaron whispered. Her voice shook. She wasn't scared of physical pain. She was scared of what the council might discover. If humans could trigger the bond, everything about their ancient traditions would be questioned. Rios leaned close to her ear. If the council believes you bonded with a human, they might separate you two permanently. Or worse, they may consider it a contamination. Lucas heard the last word. His face changed. Hey, she isn't contaminated. And neither am I. Aaron lowered her head, embarrassed. She never wanted him to hear such things. But Rios was firm. Lucas of Earth, you must return to your group. Guards will escort you. 2 Lumerin guards stepped forward. Their armor shimmered with blue light. They looked calm on the outside, but their body language showed caution, like they were approaching a creature they didn't understand. Lucas didn't like that. Hold on, I just touched her hand. Why is everyone acting like I broke a law? Aaron stepped between him and the guards before she could stop herself. Her legs trembled, but she forced her body to shield him. She faced the guards, raising a hand in warning. Everyone froze, even Rios. "Aaron," he whispered, "what are you doing?" She didn't know. Her mind screamed, "Step aside, let him go." But her heart and the glowing device told her something else. "Protect him." Lucas looked shocked. He whispered, "You don't have to protect me, I'm fine." But for the first time in her life, Erin didn't trust her society's rules. She only trusted the feeling inside her chest and the ancient device that refused to stop glowing. Rios lowered his voice. "The council will think the bond is influencing you. You must not act emotionally." "I'm not," she lied. Her emotions were a storm. The guards moved again, slowly. Lucas raised his hands in surrender, trying to show he wasn't a threat. But the moment the guards got closer to him, the indicator pulsed violently, sending out a sharper wave of golden light that reached the walls. Panels flickered. Lights dimmed. The hall felt like it was breathing. One guard stepped back, frightened. The device is responding to him, as if it's protecting him. Another guard whispered, "This is forbidden. The bonding signal is only allowed between Lumerin pairs, not between species." Hearing that word forbidden sent a cold rush through Erin's spine. Lucas saw her panic rising. "Hey," he said softly. "It's okay, I'll go with them. I don't want you to get in trouble." But Erin shook her head quickly. "No, you don't understand. If they take you, they will separate us. They will try to break the signal. You may not be safe." Lucas exhaled. "You barely know me." Erin met his eyes for the first time fully. A strange warmth filled her chest. "But the indicator knows you." Silence fell. Rios pressed his hands together, his voice tense. "Erin, you must come now before the High Council arrives. And Lucas, you must go. This connection is impossible. Dangerous." The door at the end of the hall suddenly opened. A group of red-armored council guards stepped inside. Erin's heart dropped. They had no time left. Lucas instinctively looked at her. "What now?" Erin grabbed his wrist. The indicator blazed with golden fire. "We run," she said, and the second she spoke those words, the alarms began to sound. The alarm sirens screamed through the silver halls of the academy. They're sharp, echoes bouncing off every wall. The red-armored council guards were already spreading out, their bright visors locking onto Lucas and Erin. The golden glow from the Soulmate indicator flashed wildly now, reacting to Erin's racing heartbeat. She pulled Lucas sharply. "Follow me." Lucas didn't argue. He just ran. The two sprinted across the hall as the heavy doors behind them slid open and more guards rushed in. Energy rifles hummed as they powered up. Erin had never been chased before. Lumerin society was peaceful, calm, predictable. But right now the corridors felt like a maze of danger. Lucas kept pace beside her, breathing hard. "Where are we going?" "Away from here," she said, trying to control her shaking voice. The golden glow lit up every corner they turned. It was like the indicator wanted to guide them or warn them. Erin wasn't sure anymore. Behind them, the guards shouted, "Stop immediately. Do not resist the council. Separate them before the bond strengthens." Erin's chest tightened in fear. Separate, break, restrain. Every word cut like a blade. Lucas grabbed her arm mid-run. "You okay?" "No," she said honestly, "but stopping will be worse." They rushed down a long hallway lined with tall, crystal windows that showed the vast city, outside floating platforms, glowing bridges, and thousands of lights shining under the pink sky. Erin had always loved her city, but today it felt like a trap. She skidded to a stop at a large door. Lucas almost bumped into her. "What's wrong? Why did we stop?" "This door leads to the storage levels, less security there. And maybe a way out." Lucas nodded. Then open it. Erin pressed her palm against the door panel. Usually, it scanned her hand and opened instantly. But now, nothing. The panel flashed red. Access restricted. Council. Order. Erin felt her stomach drop. They blocked it, she whispered. They already predicted we'd go this way. Lucas looked around. Okay, plan B? We don't have a plan B. The footsteps of guards echoed closer. Lucas stepped forward, examining the door like a puzzle. Maybe the system is locked. For Lumerins, but not for humans. Erin blinked. Human technology doesn't work with ours, Lucas shrugged. Doesn't hurt to try. He approached the panel and tapped it carefully. The device beeped. Erin's eyes widened. Human. Touch should not register at all. But the panel scanned his hand like he belonged here. Access granted. The door slid open. Erin gasped. How did you? Lucas grabbed her hand. Ask me later. Run now. They entered the dim storage level. Rows of metallic crates and broken old machines filled the massive space. It was cooler here, darker, and smelled like dust. Their footsteps echoed as they moved deeper inside. Erin finally slowed down, breathing hard. Lucas leaned against a crate, hands on his knees. Okay, he said between breaths. Tell me what's going on. Why is your government trying to catch us like criminals? Erin sat on a crate, her chest rising and falling rapidly. The golden glow on her wrist was calmer now, but still pulsing with a soft warmth. She touched it gently. It's the indicator, she whispered. It's bonding us. Lucas frowned. Bonding like friendship? She shook her head. Much deeper, much stronger. The indicator only activates for a perfect soulmate match, and it hasn't reacted for generations. Never with a human. Never with anyone outside our species. Lucas stared at her. So you're saying you and me? Erin swallowed nervously. The device believes we match. Lucas rubbed the back of his neck. No pressure then. Erin almost smiled, but fear crushed it. This is not something my people accept easily. They see off-species bonds as dangerous, unpredictable. To them, this is a threat. Lucas leaned closer. But you don't seem dangerous. And I'm not hurting you. She looked at him, really looked at him. The steady eyes, the calm voice, the small worry lines between his brows. You make the glow stronger, she admitted. Lucas blinked. Is that good or bad? I don't know. Before either of them could say more, the sound of metal clicking echoed from the far entrance of the storage bay. Erin stiffened. They're here. Lucas stood instantly. How many? Erin peeked through the crate's red armored guards, entering in a slow, coordinated formation. 10, she whispered. Maybe more. Lucas exhaled. We can't fight them. I don't even have a weapon. Erin hesitated. There is an old hoverlift platform behind those crates. If we can reach it, we may escape to the lower tunnels. Lucas nodded. Let's do it. They kept low, moving quietly through the shadows. Every time Lucas brushed her arm accidentally, the indicator glowed brighter. Erin's chest tightened every time. The device was reacting by itself, stronger and stronger. As they neared the hoverlift, a guard suddenly turned their way. His visor flared red. I see them. Alarms blared again. Lucas grabbed Erin's hand. Go! They sprinted. The guards opened fire. Thin blue energy shots streaked past them, burning small holes into the crates. Erin felt heat brush her shoulder. Lucas pulled her down behind a large crate, shielding her with his body. You okay? He asked, voice tight. Erin nodded weakly. The indicator flashed violently. Lucas stared. It reacts whenever I get near danger, doesn't it? It reacts to you, Erin whispered. The guards closed in fast. Lucas looked at her. We run together, no matter what. Erin felt something warm spread inside her chest. Something frightening but comforting. Trust. They dashed toward the hoverlift. Lucas slammed his hand on the control panel. The machine powered up instantly. Aaron couldn't believe it. "It listens to you," she whispered. Lucas grinned. "Guess your tech likes humans today." They jumped on, and the lift shot downward into the tunnel darkness just as the guards reached them. The last thing they heard was a furious shout. "Do not let them escape. A human bonding with a Lumerin is forbidden." The lift vanished into the shadows, and their destiny officially began. The hover lift dropped fast into the underground tunnels, the wind rushing past Lucas and Aaron as the platform vibrated under their feet. Aaron held onto the railing tightly, while Lucas kept one steadying hand near her back, ready to catch her if the lift jerked. The golden glow from the Soulmate indicator softly lit their faces in the dark, creating an unreal shine around Aaron's pale features. It was the only warm light in the cold metallic tunnel. After several long seconds, the lift slowed and finally stopped on a dusty underground platform. The tunnel around them was quiet, empty, and forgotten by most of the city. Aaron stepped off first, scanning the darkness. Lucas looked around. "Where are we? Looks abandoned." "It is," Aaron replied. "This area is old. My people built these tunnels many centuries ago. Most citizens don't even remember them." Lucas raised an eyebrow. "And you do?" Aaron gave a small, shy nod. "I like exploring old things. History, ruins, places people forget." Her hand brushed the glowing crystal. "But I never imagined I would come here while running from my own council." Lucas walked closer and stood beside her. His presence felt strangely grounding. "Maybe it's a good place to hide for now. They probably don't know this tunnel is active." Aaron sighed, sitting on a low stone ledge. "They will find us eventually. The council tracks everything." "Except this lift," Lucas said with a faint smile. Aaron looked at him, confused. "Why does our technology react to you?" "I have absolutely no idea," he admitted. "But something tells me it's connected to that thing on your wrist." Aaron stared at the glowing indicator again. It pulsed softly, almost like a heartbeat. "Do you want to know what this device actually is?" "Yes," Lucas said immediately. "Because right now it's the reason we're being hunted." Aaron drew a deep breath. "It's an old bonding relic, from a time when my people believed in destiny and spirit connection. It identifies two souls that match perfectly. Not just emotionally, but biologically, mentally, even energetically." Lucas blinked. "That sounds massive." "It is." Aaron looked at him seriously. "One match in a lifetime, sometimes none." Lucas rubbed the back of his neck. "So if it lights up because of me, that means that you are my soulmate." Aaron finished softly, her voice almost a whisper. Lucas exhaled slowly. "That's big," Aaron nodded. "Bigger than you think. Lumerin culture does not allow cross-species bonding. Humans are seen as unpredictable, dangerous, unstable. The council believes humans make decisions with emotion, not logic." Lucas smirked. "They're not wrong." Aaron gave him a small glare, but then smiled anyway. "Our laws say a soulmate must come from our own kind. Anything else is considered chaos bonding and illegal." Lucas sat beside her on the stone ledge. "So this little glowing thing basically broke one of your biggest laws." Aaron nodded slowly. "And it chose you." Lucas stared at her wrist. "What happens if the council captures us?" Aaron's face turned pale. "They might separate us. They might try to deactivate the bond. Or worse, they could take you for study." Lucas gave a dry laugh. "That sounds fun." "It's not funny," Aaron said sharply. Her voice cracked for the first time. "I don't want them to hurt you," Lucas softened. "Hey, it's okay. I'm not planning to let them." She looked away, hugging her knees slightly. "I spent my whole life trying to be perfect. Doing everything my people expected. Never breaking rules. Never questioning anything." She touched the indicator. "And now, after one touch from you, everything I believed is falling apart." Lucas leaned back against the wall. Maybe it's not falling apart. Maybe it's opening. Aaron looked at him. Opening to what? Lucas shrugged slightly. A truth your people forgot. Or something. Knew that was always meant to happen. Her breath caught. No one in her entire life had spoken to her like that, calm, simple, honest. Lucas wasn't angry, scared, or confused like everyone else. He was accepting. And the indicator glowed brighter. Aaron whispered, "Do you feel anything? Anything strange?" Lucas hesitated, then spoke with honesty. "I felt something when." We shook hands, like a pulse, a spark. But I thought it was static or nerves. Now, I'm not so sure. Aaron's heart raced again. Lucas continued, "When the guards aimed at you in the storage room, something in my chest tightened. Like I needed to shield you. And the glow reacted." Aaron swallowed hard. The indicator responds to emotional connection. The stronger the link, the stronger the light. Lucas nodded. "Then maybe it's not just your device. Maybe something is happening between us for real." Aaron turned her face away, overwhelmed. Her world was built on logic, not emotion. But Lucas's words made something warm spread through her. Suddenly, the tunnel lights flickered. Aaron jumped to her feet. "They found a power source. That means they're trying to track this area." Lucas stood too. "Then we need to move." Aaron nodded. "But before we go, there is something else I must tell you." Lucas rose a brow. "More secrets?" Aaron's voice became serious and low. "There is an ancient legend among my people about a bond that could break all rules. A bond that appears when the galaxy is about to change." Lucas frowned. "What kind of change?" Aaron stepped closer. The indicator glowed brighter between them. "A dangerous one." Before she could explain more, a heavy metallic clang echoed through the tunnels. Then a voice, "Targets located." Lucas grabbed her hand. The indicator exploded with light. The shout echoed through the tunnel like thunder. "Targets located." Aaron's breath froze. The voice was metallic, amplified, and filled with authority. The council hunters had found them. These were no ordinary guards. These were elite trackers trained to pursue dangerous criminals, escapees, and political threats. Lucas squeezed Aaron's hand. "We need to go, now." Aaron nodded, but her legs felt heavy with fear. The tunnel ahead stretched long and dark, lit only by soft blue lights embedded in the walls. Behind them, heavy boots slammed against the metal floors, fast, disciplined. And getting closer. Her voice trembled. "They sent the hunters. For us?" Lucas kept his eyes forward. "Then we don't slow down." They ran deeper into the tunnel. The air grew colder, the lights flickered, and every sound echoed in every direction. Aaron tried to focus on their path, but the golden glow from the Soulmate indicator kept distracting her. It pulsed rapidly, reacting to her fear. And Lucas's presence. Lucas shot her a small smile even while running. "Your wrist is glowing like a flashlight again." "It reacts to danger," Aaron said breathlessly. "Good," Lucas replied. "Then maybe it can warn us before they get too close." But before she could answer, a sudden blast tore through the tunnel wall behind them. Boom! Showering sparks and dust everywhere. Aaron screamed, stumbling. Lucas grabbed her waist. Before she fell, the hunters stepped through the smoke. Tall, armored, masks, glowing red. One of them pointed his weapon. "Stop running. Do not resist," Lucas growled quietly. "Yeah, that's not happening." He pulled Aaron into a side passage, barely dodging another blast. The explosion hit the wall, sending a shockwave through the corridor. Aaron felt the heat brush her back. "Lucas," she gasped. "You'll get hurt. Hurt is better than captured," he said firmly. "Keep moving." Aaron didn't argue. They ran again through narrow pathways, turning corners, jumping over fallen metal panels. The hunters followed without losing speed. Their armor made them look like silent shadows with glowing red eyes. Erin had seen them before in training histories, but she never thought they would chase her. Not for something like this. Lucas noticed her panic. "Erin, look at me for a second." She forced her eyes to him. "You're safe," he said confidently. "We're getting out." Erin nodded, but her heart was a storm. They reached a wider tunnel, one with old transportation rails. Hover carts were once used here, but had been abandoned long ago. Now only a thin layer of dust covered the rails. Lucas examined the tracks. If only something still works here. Erin checked her wrist device. The tunnels run to the outer city rim. There should be emergency pods in the old sector. Lucas raised an eyebrow. "And they still work?" Erin hesitated. "Maybe." Lucas sighed. "That's better than nothing." Before they could take another step, a hunter dropped from above, landing directly in front of them. Erin gasped and jumped back. Lucas pulled her behind him without thinking. The hunter raised his weapon. "Do not run. The council only wishes to examine the anomaly." Lucas muttered, "Great, now we're anomalies too." Erin stepped slightly forward, trembling. "Please, I don't want to hurt anyone," she pleaded. "But you cannot take him. The bond is real. The indicator chose him." The hunter replied coldly, "The indicator malfunctioned. Humans are incompatible. This connection is forbidden." Lucas clenched his fists. "I'm standing right here, you know." A blinding golden flash suddenly burst from Erin's wrist, stronger than ever before. The hunter staggered back, caught off guard. His visor dimmed. Lucas seized the moment. He grabbed Erin's hand. "Run!" They dashed past the disoriented hunter just as more red lights appeared behind them, more hunters closing in. Heart pounded. The indicator is reacting on its own. Lucas grinned breathlessly. "Good, let it keep doing that." They sprinted across the wide tunnel and reached a rusted door labeled "Emergency Transport Sector Restricted." Erin slapped her hand on the scanner. Red light. Denied. Lucas stepped forward. "Let me try." He pressed his hand to the scanner. Green light. Access granted. The door slid open. Erin stared at him, eyes wide. "Why does our technology respond to you so easily? This should not be possible." Lucas shrugged with a breathless smile. "Maybe your building likes me." She almost laughed, but then the hunter's footsteps echoed again. No time. They slipped inside and locked the door. The room beyond was filled with old emergency pods, small spherical crafts meant for fast evacuation. Dust covered most of them, but a few still looked intact. Lucas inspected one. "This seems okay, I think." Erin placed a hand on the smooth metal. "If it has power, we can escape into the open plains outside the city. They can't track us easily there." Boom! The door behind them shuddered. Erin flinched. "They're breaking in." Lucas grabbed her shoulders. "Erin, listen. You get in the pod. I'll hold them off long enough to launch." Her blood turned cold. "No, that is not happening." Lucas smirked lightly. "Relax. Humans can handle more danger than you think." The indicator flared brightly, glowing like fire. Erin grabbed his arm tightly. "You are not staying behind. The bond is already affecting everything. My tech, the alarms, even the hunter's sensors. If we separate, it might break. Or hurt you. Or Lucas softened instantly. "Hey, I was joking. I'm not leaving you." Erin let out a shaky breath. Another boom. The door began to crack open. "Get in." Erin shouted. Lucas helped her into the pod, then climbed inside right after. Erin slammed the controls. The pod hummed till life lights activated, engines warmed, old systems rebooted. The hunters finally broke through the door. "Stop." Erin hit launch. The pod shot forward down a long magnetic rail, speeding into darkness, just as the hunters fired behind them. The entire tunnel glowed gold as the indicator reacted to the danger. And the pod blasted into the unknown. The emergency pod shot through the dark tunnel like a falling star. The walls blurred past them as the old engine screamed. From the strain, Erin held onto the console with both hands, her heart pounding so hard she could feel it in her throat. The Soulmate indicator on her wrist glowed fiercely, casting golden light across the small pod. Lucas gripped the seat handles tightly. This thing wasn't built for comfort. Erin tried to smile, but fear pressed heavily on her chest. It was made for escape, not safety. Behind them, the tunnel burst with blue flashes. The Council hunters were firing tracking beacons, small, glowing spheres that followed the pod relentlessly. Lucas leaned forward. Are those chasing us? Yes, Erin whispered. If even one attaches, the hunters will know our exact location. Lucas's expression hardened. So let's not let them attach. The pod suddenly shook violently as an energy blast hit the tunnel wall close behind. Erin gasped and braced herself. The old craft rattled dangerously, warning lights flashing red across the dashboard. Lucas grabbed the edge of the seat to steady her. Are we going to fall apart? Erin checked the systems quickly. Not yet. But we need to reach the exit. Soon, another explosion hit nearby, shaking the entire pod. Erin lost balance, and Lucas instinctively pulled her into his arms to protect her from hitting the metal wall. The indicator reacted instantly. A blinding surge of golden light exploded. Inside the pod. Lucas blurted, "Okay, what was that?" Erin blinked, stunned. The device. It responded. To your touch again. Stronger than before. The light pulsed like a heartbeat. Her heartbeat mixed with his. Lucas let go gently, confused. It reacts when I hold you, or when you're scared? Erin swallowed. Both. The bond is becoming active. The more danger we face, the stronger it grows. So this thing is powering up? He asked. Erin hesitated. Yes. And once a bond fully awakens, our emotions start to connect too. Lucas raised a brow. Meaning? Erin's cheeks heated slightly. Meaning I could feel your fear, you could feel mine. And sometimes, even more. Lucas blinked. Oh, that's intense. Erin looked away quickly, embarrassed. It only happens in extremely rare bonds. And never with someone outside our species. Lucas smirked gently. Well, we're already breaking half the rules anyway. Erin couldn't help but smile a little before another violent jolt shook the pod. The tracking beacons were close now, glowing blue behind the pod like hungry stars. Erin checked the scanner. Her voice grew tight. Lucas, they're gaining. On us? How many? 5, no 7. Lucas clenched his fists. Okay, what do we do? Erin stared at the console. If we can overload the exit gate, the beacons will get destroyed in the blast. But the pod may also overload. Lucas nodded. So, dangerous. Very. The pod began to climb. Erin felt the change in gravity. They were reaching the end of the tunnel, a vertical climb that led straight to a hidden exit far outside the city. Lucas held onto the console as the pod shook violently. They're still coming? Erin checked again. 4 of them now. They're right behind us. Lucas glanced at her glowing wrist. Does your glowing thing help with anything besides lighting up like a golden disco ball? Erin shot him an annoyed look. It's ancient, not a weapon, Lucas shrugged. Just asking. Erin sighed. Actually, sometimes the bond produces a defensive reaction. But it only happens when emotions are strong. Lucas blinked. Strong, like what? Erin bit her lip. Fear, pain, or... Erin hesitated. Her voice dropped. Trust. Lucas stared at her. Trust? Meaning if we trust each other enough. That light could protect us? Erin nodded slowly. Yes, but it has never been tested. Suddenly, the pod jolted. Sideways, one beacon grazed the metal surface and stuck to the back hull. The pod's alarm shrieked. Aaron panicked. It attached. They're locking onto us. Lucas made a fast choice. He grabbed both of Aaron's hands and pulled her close. Aaron's eyes widened. Lucas. We trust each other, right? He said firmly. Aaron could barely breathe. Yes, I do. And then it happened. The indicator exploded with brilliant golden light, brighter than anything before flooding the pod, wrapping around Lucas and Aaron like a warm shield. The light cracked like lightning, rippling across the pod's surface. The attached beacon fizzled, overloaded, and burst into sparks. Aaron gasped. It worked! But the light did not stop. It grew stronger, pulsing outward in all directions. Through the metal, through the air, through them. For a moment, Lucas felt his heartbeat syncing with hers, moving in perfect rhythm. Then shoom. A wave of golden energy erupted from the pod, blasting backward through the tunnel. Every tracking beacon detonated instantly. Even the hunters were thrown off their feet from the shockwave. Inside the pod, Aaron collapsed forward from exhaustion. Lucas caught her quickly. Aaron, are you okay? She breathed shakily. The bond awakened, fully. That was its first surge. Lucas looked at her glowing wrist. It protected us. Aaron nodded weakly. It recognized you. It accepted you. Accepted me? Lucas whispered. Aaron took his hand gently. You are not just a human anymore. You are my bonded pair, and the bond will protect both of us. As long as we stay together. Lucas held her hand firmly. Then we stay together, always. Aaron's breath hitched softly, but before she could respond, the pod burst through the tunnel exit, flying out into the open night sky. Far below them, the city lights glowed beautifully, too peaceful for the danger rising behind them. Aaron tried to sit up. Lucas, the council will not stop now. A full bond between species has never happened. They will fear it. They will chase us. Lucas looked out at the endless land below. Then let them chase. We'll make sure they never catch us. Aaron nodded, but her voice shook, because she remembered the legend. A bond like this only awakens when the galaxy is about to face a great danger, and the awakening had just begun. The pod soared into the open night sky, leaving the glowing city far behind. Cold wind rushed around the small craft as it flew higher, riding on its last bits of energy. Below them, the world stretched endlessly, dark forests, silver plains, and distant mountains shining under the twin moons. Lucas held Aaron close to keep her steady. She was still weak from the bond's awakening. The golden light on her wrist had softened into a gentle pulse, like a quiet heartbeat in the darkness. You okay? Lucas asked softly. Aaron nodded slowly. Just tired. The surge took a lot out of me. Lucas looked down at her glowing wrist again. Well, it saved our lives. Aaron smiled faintly. It didn't save our lives alone. The bond reacted because we reacted together. Lucas gave a small laugh. So trusting me literally created a golden explosion. Aaron blushed. Something like that. But the peaceful moment faded as alarms sounded inside the pod. The screen flickered, showing a red warning. Power critical. Manual landing required. Lucas frowned. Does manual landing mean we're going to crash? Aaron touched the controls weakly. Not crash. Hopefully. The pod is old, but it should glide, I think. Lucas raised an eyebrow. I love your confidence. Aaron didn't deny it. They both strapped into their seats as the pod began descending toward the vast plains below. The engine sputtered. Lights flickered, and the entire craft groaned like an old machine begging for retirement. Aaron guided the pod down toward a quiet field surrounded by tall grass. With a final shake and a low whine, the emergency pod dropped to the ground and skidded across the dirt before finally stopping. Silence. Lucas opened one eye. We alive? Aaron laughed softly. Yes, somehow. They stumbled out of the pod into the cool night air. The sky above was full of stars, bright enough to paint their faces in faint silver. The grass around them swayed with the wind, whispering softly like a lullaby. For a moment, everything felt calm. Too calm. Lucas looked around. Do you think the hunters will still track us? Erin shook her head. The surge destroyed all their tracking beacons. They will search the area, but they will need time. Lucas walked closer. Then we have a little peace. Erin nodded. A little. She touched her wrist again. The indicator glowed warmly when Lucas stepped closer. She lowered her hand and whispered, Lucas, the bond is stronger now, much stronger. Something ancient woke up between us. Lucas looked into her eyes. Tell me the rest of the legend. Erin hesitated. The elders say the bond only awakens when the galaxy is on the edge of a great change. A change that could bring either destruction or hope. Lucas folded his arms. And we're part of that change? You are, Erin said softly. I never thought a human could be part of my destiny. Lucas stepped closer. And you never expected to be part of mine. Erin's breath caught. No, I didn't. The indicator reacted, pulsing bright gold. Lucas smiled gently. So, what happens now? Erin looked up at the stars. First we survive, then we understand what the bond truly wants from us. Before Lucas could respond, the ground trembled faintly beneath their feet. Erin stiffened. That's not good. Lucas scanned the horizon. What was that? Erin swallowed. The council released something stronger. Lucas's eyes widened. Stronger than the hunters? A deep, distant roar echoed across the plains, low, mechanical, monstrous. Erin's face turned pale. Yes, much stronger. Lucas moved closer, instinctively placing himself between Erin and the sound. What did they send? Erin whispered, a null unit. Lucas blinked. And what is a null unit? Sounds unfriendly. Erin explained. Quickly, it is a machine made to shut down energy signals, override bonds, erase connections. Her voice trembled. It was created to break forbidden bonds. Lucas clenched his jaw. So it's coming for us. For you, Erin corrected. Bonded pairs are protected by Lumerin law, unless one of them is human. Lucas placed a hand on her shoulder. Then let it come. I'm not afraid. Erin grabbed his hand tightly. Lucas, listen to me. The null unit can kill you. It can tear the bond apart. Lucas met her eyes. Then you and I won't let it. The indicator pulsed intensely as Erin leaned closer. The bond reacted earlier because we both felt trust and fear. But there is a stronger emotion it can use. Lucas raised an eyebrow. Stronger than fear? Erin looked away shyly. Yes, much stronger. Lucas stepped right in front of her. Tell me. Erin hesitated, then whispered, connection, acceptance, the feeling of truly choosing someone. Not because fate said so, but because you want to. Lucas felt his heartbeat quicken. And, do you choose me? Erin looked up, her eyes shining under the moonlight. Yes, I choose you. The indicator erupted in golden light brighter than ever before. Lucas didn't think. He placed his hand over hers. Then I choose you too. The golden shield formed again, bigger, stronger, wrapping around them like a living sphere. The roaring grew louder. The null unit emerged from the darkness, a giant machine shaped like a beast, its red eyes blazing. Erin whispered, Lucas, hold on to me. Lucas gripped her firmly. Always. The golden light exploded outward. A wave of raw power formed from two souls choosing each other. Slamming into the approaching machine, the null unit recoiled, sparks flying.